Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Mash'al Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah patronizes His Highness the Crown Prince's speed race for the 2020-2021 season, which would be organized by Farwania Equestrian Club. His Highness the Crown Prince deputized Farwania Governor Sheikh Mash'al Jaber Abdullah Al Jaber Al Sabah to attend the ceremony in the club at 12:30 p.m. on Tuesday. NATO officials said on Monday US-led troops will remain in Afghanistan beyond the deadline laid down in a peace deal with the Taliban because the militants have failed to comply with the agreement. The move casts doubt in the future of the agreement signed last year, under which international troops would withdraw before May in return for the insurgents fulfilling security guarantees. The Afghan government and others say the Taliban has failed to meet the deal's conditions, with an escalation of violence and a failure to cut ties with militant groups such as Al-Qaeda. Militants with the extremist group Al-Shabaab stormed a major hotel in the Somali capital Mogadishu on Monday, the authorities said, raising fears of growing violence in the Horn of Africa nation as it faces a bitterly contested election season and the withdrawal of US troops. The attack took place at the Afrique Hotel, which is on the road to the city's major international airport and a popular meeting place for politicians, lawmakers and members of the security services. Authorities said that the Al-Shabaab militant group, which is Al-Qaeda's most powerful ally in Africa and has wreaked havoc across East Africa, carried out the attack. A police spokesman said 9 people died in a weekend attack at the hotel. Myanmar's military declared a one-year state of emergency on Monday and appointed a general as acting president after arresting civilian leader Aung San Suu Kyi and other senior officials. An announcement read out on a military-owned television station said the move was needed to preserve the stability of the state, accusing the country's election commission of failing to address huge irregularities in the November election. The statement signed by the new acting president, Mien Sui, a former general who had been vice president, said the election commission failed to solve huge voter list irregularities in the multi-party general election, which was held on November 8th of 2020. The United States urged Myanmar's military to release detained officials, including de facto leader Aung San Suu Kyi, and warned of a response from Washington over the apparent coup. Suu Kyi and the country's president were taken into custody after weeks of rising tensions between the military and the civilian government over allegations of fraud in November's elections. White House spokeswoman Jen Psaki said in a statement the United States opposes any attempt to alter the outcome of recent elections or impede Myanmar's democratic transition and will take action against those responsible if these steps are not reversed. The spokeswoman said Washington urges the military and all other parties to adhere to democratic norms and the rule of law and to release those detained today. Donald Trump announced Monday that a former country prosecutor and a criminal defense lawyer with a background in civil rights work will lead his impeachment defense team, one day after it was revealed that the former president had parted ways with an earlier set of attorneys. The two representing Trump will be defense lawyer David Sheehan, a frequent television legal commentator, and Bruce Castor, a former district attorney in Pennsylvania who was criticized for his decision to not charge actor Bill Cosby. Both attorneys issued statements through Trump's office saying that they were honored to take the job. Turkey and Turkish Cyprus will seek to coordinate their positions concerning the future steps to be taken for resolving the Cyprus problem before 5+1 format talks, as Ankara urged the United Nations to stop relying on a tested and exhausted process that has failed to resolve the Cyprus dispute for more than 50 years. Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu will travel to the island on Monday and Tuesday, where he will hold talks with senior leaders including Turkish Cyprus President Ersin Tatar and Foreign Minister Tahsin Ertuğruloglu. The Foreign Ministry said in a written statement that during his visit, Minister Çavuşoğlu will meet with Turkish Cypriot authorities to discuss the issues on the common agenda, mainly the Cyprus issue. Indian police and paramilitary dug ditches and spread razor wire across main roads into New Delhi on Monday to prevent protesting farmers entering the capital as the finance minister prepared to deliver the government's annual budget in parliament. Internet and messaging services were blocked in several neighborhoods on the outskirts where protests turned violent last week, and security was stepped up around Parliament and other important government offices in the central district. A farmer's procession turned violent on January 26th when India celebrated its Republic Day with a military parade, as some protesters broke away from a rally of tractors to storm into the historic Red Fort complex after breaking through barricades and clashing with police. Riot police broke up protests across Russia Monday in support of Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny, detaining more than 4,500 people who had braved the bitter cold and the threat of prosecution to demand he be set free. In a massive show of force, police imposed a sweeping security lockdown in the heart of Moscow, sealing off streets to pedestrians near the Kremlin, closing metro stations and deploying hundreds of riot police as snow fell. Navalny was arrested on January 17th after returning to Moscow from Germany, where he had been recovering from a nerve agent poisoning in Russia last summer. European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen said Monday AstraZeneca will deliver 30% more coronavirus vaccine doses to the EU than it pledged last week. Von der Leyen said after days of tensions over production delays, the company will send 9 million additional doses and will start deliveries 1 week earlier than scheduled. An EU source said that the first deliveries would start in the second week of February. The European Commission chief said AstraZeneca would also extend its production capacity in Europe. A cyclone that hit the Pacific nation of Fiji on Sunday has left 1 person dead, 5 missing, and thousands in shelters. Authorities said on Monday that more than 10,000 people were sheltering at 300 evacuation centers after Cyclone Anna made landfall on the main island of Viti Levu. The cyclone created flooding across parts of the island, including in the capital Suva. A powerful winter storm is expected to dump deep snow on the northeastern United States, including New York City, on Monday after blanketing the nation's capital. The National Weather Service issued storm warnings from Virginia to Maine, home to tens of millions of people, and predicted snowfall of 45 to 60 centimeters in southern New York, northeastern New Jersey, and parts of southwest Connecticut. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy issued a state of emergency ahead of the storm's expected arrival Sunday night, allowing authorities to close roads, evacuate homes, and request equipment needed for public safety. Oil prices edged higher on Monday as countries continued to expand vaccination programs against coronavirus, and despite new cases and rise of new variants of the infection. The international benchmark Brent crude was trading up 0.6% at $55.39 per barrel, and West Texas Intermediate crude rose 0.4% to $52.41 per barrel. Britain will formally apply Monday to join the Pacific Free Trade Area not long after quitting the European Union single market. International Trade Secretary Liz Truss will formally request for Britain to be admitted to the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership in meetings with ministers from Japan and New Zealand. The bloc represents a market of 500 million people and roughly 13.5% of the global economy.